Good afternoon, teachers. I am Catalina Segura and she's Carol Ramirez. And our presentation will be divided into 4 parts. In the first one, we are going to present the dilemma. In the second one, we are going to address a question that arose in the process of reflecting about the dilemma. Then we are going to provide possible solutions to it. And finally, we are going to provide a short reflection.
Good afternoon. So the following is the moral dilemma that you gave us. Mr. Gregory and Miss Samuels are both 8th grade science teachers. Miss Samuels has a strong command of the science curriculum, and she is also a strong believer in creationism. While Mr. Gregory and Miss Samuels work together at the weekly planning meeting, Miss Samuels tells to Mr. Gregory that she doesn't feel comfortable with, nor she teach her class about topics related to evolution, the subject for the coming week's lessons. She goes on to explain that presenting students this information about evolution will violate her religious beliefs. So Mr. Gregory knows that the unit of evolution is a required part of the curriculum. He also knows the importance of teaching students to evaluate different types of information and points of view. So the question is, what should he do, or what would we do? So first of all, we want to share with you a question that arose from the discussion about the moral dilemma. And the question is, why is this a moral dilemma? So the previous situation is presenting as a moral dilemma because, in general, a moral dilemma refers to the idea of solving a problem which involves more than one effective solution. So according to our perspective, in this case, the dilemma involves the confrontation of human rights for both, for the teacher and for the students. Because on the one hand, the situation affects Miss Samuels' religious freedom, and on the other hand, Miss Samuels is ignoring the students' rights to have the education they need to grow as integral human beings.
So now I'm going to provide the possible solutions to this situation. So as regards the most appropriate response to this issue, and due to the fact that Mr. Gregory has not more jurisdiction in the science curriculum than Ms. Samuels, one suggestion would be that Mr. Gregory could sway Ms. Samuels, that is to say, to try to influence her decisions but not to convince her, by appealing to several important considerations. One of these considerations would be that he could tell her that the students have the right to decide which theory they feel more identified with, but based on the contents that Ms. Samuels should teach them. That is why it is very important that she would teach them all the origins of Earth science theories. Besides, due to the fact that she is teaching for someone else and not for herself, Mr. Gregory could also tell her that her decisions and resolutions will negatively affect the student's learning process. So the purpose of this solution is that Ms. Samuels could realize about her incorrect behavior, that is giving more importance to her personal and moral responsibility rather than promoting the students' autonomy when deciding to omit one of the contents of the science curriculum, but that she could also realize about the significance of fostering the students' informed appreciations according to the ethic code text. Additionally, since Ms. Samos has a strong command of the science curriculum, it has to be considered the fact that she is using her superior professional position for her benefit, and that this threatens the ethic code, specifically the article of ethical conduct toward practices and performance.
Okay, well, so as a reflection, we could say that regarding that the act of teaching involves or has a collective and an individual commitment to ethical responsibility, and that it is constantly present since the curriculum selection and class planification to the way we establish relationship with students. We as future teachers should be aware of the fact that every single decision made will raise moral sensibilities affecting students' lives. Furthermore, the importance of setting aside personal beliefs and points of views when planning and teaching becomes imperative in this field. Otherwise, the detrimental consequences are going to affect, as we analyzed before, the student's future. Thus, as it is stated in Review of Literature, the ethics of teaching as a moral profession, ideals can become ideological doctrines that can lead teachers away from their educational obligation and cause them to treat their students as a means to end. Therefore, as future teachers, we don't have to let that our individual moralities shape our professional choices. And that's the end. Thank you for watching this video, and see you soon.